Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 9, Recap and Ending, explained. In the 9th episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, titled The Shibuya Incident Gate Open, we're greeted with a range of perspectives on Gojo from different characters. The scene swiftly transitions to an utterly drained Gojo, gripping the severed heads of two malevolent curses in his hands. Disclaimer: this video contains spoilers from the Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 anime. After witnessing the most recent episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, many are left with questions about Hanami's fate. Is he still breathing? Or does he hold the potential for a future return? Let's delve into the intricacies of the epic clash between Hanami and the formidable sorcerer of Jujutsu Kaisen, Gojo Satoru. Hanami enlisted in the ranks of the villainous alliance alongside Jogo, Dagon, and Mahito. He played a crucial role in the Shibuya massacre plan, attempting to restrain Gojo Satoru for a full minute to activate the prison realm. However, as anticipated, he proved no match for the most powerful sorcerer of the contemporary era, ultimately being utterly defeated. In the most recent episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, Hanami, alongside Jogo and Chozo, was tasked with the mission of restraining Gojo Satoru for a critical 1-minute period to activate the prison realm. Geto had elaborated on the necessity for Gojo to remain within a 4-meter range of the prison realm for this plan to succeed. A key revelation emerged. Despite the prison realm's ability to seal nearly anything, it came with a specific precondition. Activation of the cube required a full minute to take effect. Consequently, Hanami and the others diligently followed Pseudo-Geto's strategy, making every effort to keep Gojo within the prison realm's radius for the required minute. As Gojo stepped into the fray within the Shibuya curtain, Hanami readied for a confrontation alongside his comrades. In the most recent episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, Gojo deliberately chose Hanami as his adversary, aiming to impart a lesson for his reappearance. With a deliberate move, Gojo deactivated his infinity and launched a simultaneous assault on both Jogo and Hanami. Observing Gojo break Jogo's arm, Hanami discerned that Gojo had disabled his cursed technique. It seemed as though Gojo intended to engage in close-quarters combat using only his cursed energy. In response, Hanami chose to deactivate his domain amplification, opting to employ his own cursed technique. Yet this was precisely Gojo's intended outcome. Charging toward Hanami, Gojo seized the two protruding branches from his eyes and extracted them. He was well aware that Hanami and the others couldn't harness both domain amplification and their innate techniques simultaneously. While Chozo did succeed in providing a brief distraction for Gojo, the sorcerer didn't afford him excessive consideration. At that very moment, Jogo and Hanami made another attempt to assail Gojo using their domain amplification. Nevertheless, the sorcerer cautioned that such a move could prove fatal for them. Spotting a vulnerable Hanami within close proximity, the most formidable sorcerer of the contemporary era reinstated his infinity. He proceeded to compress Hanami between his infinity barrier and the third curtain of the Fukutoshin B5F. To put it simply, Gojo's infinity functioned much like a hydraulic press, eventually causing Hanami's demise through crushing. Ultimately, while Jogo and Chozo managed to endure Gojo Satoru's relentless assault, Hanami succumbed to the overwhelming force of infinity. What was the precise method employed to seal Gojo within the prison realm? How could such an outcome befall Gojo, the preeminent sorcerer and the esteemed honored one? Disclaimer: this video contains spoilers from the Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 anime. If you caught the latest installment of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, you'd be aware that Satoru Gojo is currently facing a challenging situation. This predicament stems from Gojo being sealed within the prison realm by Kenjaku. Jujutsu Kaisen finally dropped Episode 9 of Season 2, and it brought with it a moment of great anticipation, albeit with a sense of disappointment as Gojo found himself sealed within the prison realm. Given Gojo's status as the most formidable sorcerer in Jujutsu Kaisen, you might be curious about how Kenjaku succeeded in sealing the Honored One. Let's delve into the details. What led to Gojo's imprisonment within the prison realm? In the preceding episode, we witnessed Jogo, Hanami, Mahito, and the ever-menacing Geto orchestrating Gojo's confrontation at the station. These curses were well aware of Gojo's overwhelming power, capable of effortlessly dispatching them. To counter this, they took a sinister approach by ensnaring numerous innocent civilians within the station. Their objective was not to affect Gojo emotionally through the tragic loss of non-sorcerers, but rather to thwart his ability to unleash the unlimited void. Furthermore, Mahito unleashed a swarm of transfigured humans in the station to divert Gojo's attention. Jogo and the other curses were acutely aware that Gojo's activation of the unlimited void would spell their doom. Their strategy revolved around surrounding Gojo with humans, believing he would refrain from using this technique, given that the fragile human minds couldn't withstand its effects. Gojo, however, understood this predicament but decided to unleash the unlimited void nonetheless, albeit for a mere 0.2 seconds. Surprisingly, that brief exposure proved sufficient to render the curses unconscious for several seconds. In that short time frame, Gojo managed to dispatch approximately 1,000 transfigured spirits. Yes, you heard it right. He dispatched 1,000 transfigured spirits within a mere 300 seconds. Well, Gojo's victory was not as straightforward as it seemed. While catching his breath after vanquishing those spirits, he noticed an ominous object before him: the prison realm. In the episode's beginning, Geto had explained that Gojo needed to remain within 4 meters of the prison realm for 1 minute. Initially, this appeared to be a daunting challenge. However, Kenjaku later disclosed that the 1 minute he referred to was not measured in real-world time, but rather in Gojo's subjective perception, effectively his brain's perception of time. Gojo's gaze fell upon the prison realm, but he couldn't keep his distance from it, for simultaneously, Kenjaku materialized behind him. Clad in Geto's body, Kenjaku's unexpected presence struck Gojo to his very core, as he had believed his cherished friend to be deceased. Gojo was undeniably taken aback when he laid eyes on Geto's face after the passage of so many years. By the time he comprehended that this wasn't truly Geto, the crucial 1-minute window had already elapsed. Consequently, the prison realm ensnared Gojo, causing him to abruptly lose all sense of cursed energy and rendering him unable to muster the strength to move. In this dire circumstance, escape appeared to be an insurmountable challenge for Gojo. Now, with Gojo's absence, fans are left pondering the fate that awaits the humans and other characters in the story. Feel free to share your thoughts by leaving a comment below. Thanks for watching.
Índio come xota, índio come cu.